Judy Baca. Chapter 1 Young Judy Baca. Do you think real art hangs only in dusty frames on the walls of art museums? Think again. Some people create large artworks on blank walls. These artworks are called murals. Judy Baca is an American mural artist. She has painted or helped organize the painting of over 2,000 murals. Judy was born in 1946. Her family is originally from Mexico. As a young girl, Judy lived in Los Angeles with her mother, two aunts, and a grandmother she adored. Her mother worked in a tire factory. Her grandmother cared for her, while her mother earned money to feed the family. When Judy was 6, her life changed. Her mother married, and the pair moved to another part of Los Angeles. The rest of Judy's family stayed behind in the old neighborhood. Judy had always spoken in Spanish, but in the new neighborhood she wasn't allowed to speak Spanish at school. She had few Mexican American classmates. At first, Judy struggled to pronounce and understand English words. Often, the teacher gave Judy art supplies so that she could draw or paint when she couldn't follow lessons. She soon grew to love painting. When she finished school, she became the first person in her family to go to college. She studied modern art. After college, Judy taught art at her old high school. Then, in 1970, she got a job working for the City Council of Los Angeles. She taught art in the parks of a neighborhood called Boyle Heights. Different groups of teenagers hung out in these parks, and they did not get along. Judy asked 20 of the teens to help her paint a mural. Sometimes the teens' graffiti divided the neighborhood. Judy wanted them to learn to work together without fighting. She hoped the mural would be a good way to help them realize that the neighborhood belonged to all of them. Some people in the community tried to disrupt work on the mural, but Judy wouldn't quit. She made the project work. When the mural was finished, people loved it, and members of the public often placed flowers and candles underneath it. Boyle Heights was a Mexican American neighborhood. The mural appealed to people's Mexican heritage. It became a symbol of unity. The mural was called Mi Abuelita, my grandmother. It showed a Mexican American grandmother with outstretched arms. She looked as if she was offering a hug. The success of Mi Abuelita helped Judy start a citywide mural program. She designed the murals and hired young people to organize the crews that would paint them. From 1974, these young people created about 500 murals in the streets of Los Angeles. Sometimes city officials didn't like ideas for murals. Judy wanted the program to have as much freedom as possible, so in 1976, she helped start another group called the Social and Public Art Resource Center, or SPARC. SPARC's goal is to create art for people of all different backgrounds and cultures. The Murals of Mexico. Murals have a long history in Mexico. The ancient Maya painted images on the walls of their temples. Much later, in the 1900s, there were Los Tres Grandes, the three great Mexican mural artists. Their names were Diego Rivera, Jose Clemente Orozco, and David Alfaro Siqueiros. These men painted murals to comment on social conditions in Mexico. Judy Baca admired their work. Chapter 2 The Great Wall of Los Angeles. In 1976, Judy and Spark were asked to paint a mural along the lengthy concrete wall in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is made up of people from many different cultures. Judy wanted to show that these people all contributed to the area. She decided to show their struggles and the things they have achieved. Judy talked to history experts and local people before creating a design for the mural. These aren't only famous men and women on the mural. It also tells the story of everyday California people. It shows the history of California. The mural is called the Great Wall of Los Angeles, and it starts in 20,000 BC. One section shows Native American people who lived in the area. Another section shows the arrival of Spanish explorers. The mural also shows a period of Mexican control and the immigrants that later came to California. It shows poor treatment some received. It shows Black and Hispanic people fighting for equal rights. The Great Wall of Los Angeles is 13 feet high and half a mile long, making it one of the longest murals on the planet. Over 400 people helped to paint it from 1976 to 1983. Many of these people were teenagers who came from all different backgrounds. So far, it has taken about 75,000 hours to paint the Great Wall. However, Judy isn't done yet. Right now, she is organizing designs